We start with a tragic story coming out of southern Gaza. The Hamas-run civil defense agency says an Israeli airstrike in the city of Khan Yunis has hit the home of a doctor, wiping out most of her family. Israel says it was targeting Hamas operatives in the area. On Monday, the military issued forced evacuation orders for Gaza's second largest city, warning of an unprecedented attack.
The entire world collapsed for a Gaza doctor when an Israeli airstrike hit her home. Gaza's civil defense agency says 9 children of Ala al-Najjar, a pediatrician at the Nasser hospital in Khan Yunis, were killed in the strike. Her husband had just returned home after dropping her at the hospital. He was severely injured in the blast, along with their 11-year-old son. Both were rushed to the hospital.
My uncle's wife, Dr. Ala al-Najjar, she's a doctor for the children. She treats children, and in a moment, her daughters and her sons, with her hand, died. Yahya, Sidra, Luqman, Sladeen, Rival, Jubran, all of them died between his hands.
Nearby, also in the city of Khan Yunis, another family lost their loved ones in an Israeli airstrike. They say their final farewells. Children were among those killed.
We found them lying in the street. What did this child do to Netanyahu or the Gulf states that support them?
The Israeli army says it was targeting Hamas operatives in the area and that it was reviewing reports that the strikes caused harm to uninvolved civilians. Many here in Gaza say Israel's new offensive is having devastating consequences. An Israeli airstrike killed members of this family on the 23rd of May. The sadness and sorrow at the funeral, overwhelming.
Enough. Have mercy on us. We plead to all countries, the international community, the people, Hamas, and everyone to have mercy on us. We're exhausted from the displacement and the hunger. Enough.
The hunger is widespread. While some trucks carrying food have entered the enclave, aid agencies say it's nowhere near enough. Scenes like these are becoming a common sight.
Palestinians in Gaza are enduring what may be the cruelest phase of this cruel conflict. For nearly 80 days, Israel blocked the entry of life-saving international aid. As the world's leading hunger assessment found, the entire population of Gaza is facing the risk of famine. Families are being starved and denied the very basics, all with the world watching in real time.
But these comments don't mean much for people carrying empty pots and pans in Gaza, desperately hoping for better days.
Journalist Balig Sladeen is based in Tel Aviv. This is being called the cruelest phase of a cruel conflict, as we heard there. Tell us more about the most recent attacks.
Yes, so Israel has been focusing on the area of Khan Yunis since last week. And apparently in one of the attacks, as we've heard, 9 children were killed. And the father and another child were severely injured. Only the doctor, the mother of the children, was on duty, and that's why she was saved. And this incident is getting a lot of attention in the past 24 hours. The IDF has said that they are reviewing these reports, and they are aware that a drone strike has killed the civilians, as they have called them, and also they have said that the targets were operatives that were operating, or suspects at least, that were operating near the Israeli troops where they are operating in the area of Khan Yunis. And they have emphasized that this is a combat zone, and back on Monday they have issued a warning, evacuation warning for the civilians to leave the area, to evacuate to Al-Mawasi, the humanitarian zone in the south, and they are calling on the civilians to do that right now because it's a war zone, and them staying in it endangers them, of course.
In the meantime, with humanitarian supplies only trickling in and so much criticism of Israel's new aid distribution scheme, how can we believe it'll reach civilians directly and timely?
Well, apparently it's not, of course, the current situation where the aid enters without any inspection. Many of the aid trucks are being looted, and people in Gaza, of course, in a very difficult situation, and with a shortage of food and aid, they sometimes do loot these trucks, and that's why they are not reaching ultimately their destination, the aid centers where they can be distributed evenly to the civilians. That's what's happening currently, and that's why the current situation cannot continue like this, and the international pressure is mounting, as you've said, on Israel, and that's why they are looking for a new mechanism. Not looking for, I would say they already planned this new mechanism that they should have started tomorrow. The new mechanism that talks about sterile zones where representatives of families reach centers of aid and get the aid for their people, the family members, and then go back to the strip. This way, Israel separates between the civilians and Hamas operatives and can directly reach the civilians with the aid. But of course, this new mechanism has a lot of challenges and also being criticized by the international community. And apparently there are a lot of logistical issues as well. That's why an Israeli security official said this evening that the whole operation will be postponed, possibly even not the coming week, even the one that is after it.
Balig, Sladeen in Tel Aviv there. Thank you very much for the update.